Hello, my love bugs, and welcome back to another episode of Nene's Notions. My name is Nina, and welcome back to another show where we laugh, talk, grow, and chat with your girl Nene. When, without further ado, let's get into this notion for today, y'all. Alright, so today's notion is someone to be fake when you can just be real. And also a subtopic on that is be real with yourself so others can see the real you. Alright, y'all. So what made me come up with this notion for today is a girl throughout, I would say, well, no, I've been watching the show for a minute. Alright, y'all know the show Catfish. I know everyone knows the show, Catfish or whatever. So when I just look at that show, sometimes I get so triggered because it's just like, I cannot. So if y'all don't know what Catfish is, basically it's a show of where basically it's a show where people go on there where certain people go on there to find out if the person that they're talking to online is real or not. So that's a show with Neve and Cammy right now, because at first in the beginning it was Neve and Max, but then Neve had other celebrity guest stars, but then now it's Neve and Cammy. So yeah, so y'all know the show is about, basically they talk to different people, and people could be talking to a person online or anything like that, and they grow, a love and a relationship for that person. And then, but, some stuff isn't sitting right with them. They're just like, okay, why won't this person, reach out to me? Why won't they meet up? I've even gone to, where they've been at, to their, where they've been at recently, but they won't reach out to me. What's going on? So that is Neve and Cammy's job, to find out if the person that they're talking to is real or fake. So y'all, or it's just another person that's just on like, a scamming mode or anything like that. Yeah. So y'all, throughout the show, it's been multiple people there's been honestly some people that's honestly been genuinely the real person that they've been talking to, and they've actually explained how they didn't know how to come forward about themselves and things like that. Okay, we like that part. We like the people that's actually like that they're communicating with back and forth are the real thing. But there's some that aren't. And there's some that the scammers, there's some that's, saying that, oh, I didn't know how to come out about myself. And honestly, I understand, there's some people that have some certain insecurities and they don't, feel like that they can come into their authentic selves, and they feel like that they have to hide behind, a certain type of form or a certain person, or, find another picture to where, they can't come front about themselves. And that's, honestly, and you pray for those people that, that they find a sense of confidence with themselves, and that, they love the way that God made them, and they, they put themselves out there, to present themselves and to find someone they have a truly love and a genuine connection with, and they go for it in a relationship. But also some people on Catfish that I said that get me triggered are the people that honestly don't give a crap, and they just scam. And then also they don't want to take accountability for their own actions, and they just really and genuinely don't give a crap about that person or what they're doing. And sometimes it pisses Neve and Cammy off, because they're just like, you can't be real. And and one thing that I love, and even like when Max was on there, Max will always call out certain people. And I just saw a video, like I think it was like last night or maybe 2 nights ago, that y'all, Max was just like so pissed. But not only was Neve pissed, but also Max was one of the ones that was calling each person out, because it was just like, why do you play with someone's heart and their emotions like that? And then also you want to scam somebody, but you don't want to take accountability for their own action. You want to be a defense mode, and you act, and you think or you want to play victim, when the real victim is the one that you've been talking to back and forth, and you want to find some type of way for your actions to be justified when really they're not. So, and even Cammy calls some people out, she'd be like, bruh. And there's some people who get attitudes because, they're on defense mode all the time when they know they're in the wrong. Bruh, take accountability for your own actions and know that you are in the wrong for what you're doing to that person or said people. thanks. Like, how was that hard? But this whole show made me think about, why do people want to be fake, when they can just be real? And y'all, I just came up with, like, some things that I just wrote down, and, like, could be a variable of why some people either want to, hide behind a person or just don't want to be genuine. Okay, so the first thing for me that I came up with is that there's some people that don't know how to be the real them. What I mean by some people who don't know how to be the real them is just like like I said, in in the beginning, there's some people that have had pent up insecurities, about themselves, and they don't have, a strong self-esteem within themselves, and that's why, they want to put on this fake persona about themselves and, be in a certain type of crew crowds or associate with a certain type of people or do certain things that, that they know isn't them, but they want to go into it, and they want to put on this mask of like, hey, this is, is the real me, but when really it isn't. So, that's, one thing that I came up with, because, sometimes there are some people that, they don't want to be fake, but they just don't know, they just don't, have, they don't have the tools to grow that confidence within them, because maybe it's all foundational of where, they've experienced, sometimes where, there are some people that have suppressed their self-esteem, that have suppressed their confidence, that have spoken about themselves, that have spoken about, the way they act, how they've been acting, what things within themselves that, are wrong with them, when really there's nothing wrong with you. Love the way that God made you. You're beautiful just the way that God made you. So, but there's sometimes where there's some people that want to put on this mask as they go forward, and they want to fit in with these certain crew crowds that aren't beneficial to them or will help them grow and evolve and won't help them heal. But they just want to go down this road just to be like, hey. And you kind of see those type of people within Catfish. You do see those type of people where they have a low self-esteem and they don't know how to come bold about themselves or be bold within themselves, and they're just like, and they honestly show some show some form of sympathy and are apologetic about it a little bit. And they see there's like, hey, I know this was wrong for me to do and I shouldn't have done it. And, like I said, I pray that God, heals and touches many people that struggle with that, because there are people that struggle with a sense of self-esteem. Even me, like as I've confessed before in the show, before time, in past episodes, I've confessed before that I had a low self-esteem at one point, when I was in middle school and elementary school. And, I've given all the glory to God for overcoming that. And, but there are some people that still are working on that and working on overcoming that, and you should. And I pray, for all those who are overcoming, that sense of fakeness and them having to have to fit in so hard, and can burst out and just be their true self and use the light that's beside them. And I honestly feel like people should do that, because it's exhausting being somebody that you're not. And I feel like people can hear me when they say this, it's generally exhausting being somebody that you're not, honestly and genuinely. Because at the end of the day, why do you want to be somebody that you're not? Like, and I understand it's on, the whole, when there's some people that don't know their self-worth or self-esteem, but also still in the same sense too, it's just like, you shouldn't want to be somebody that you're not, because how are people, because there's sometimes when the people that don't want to surround themselves around fake people, because they're just like, why am I surrounding myself around a person that is genuinely fake, and you just want to be all buddy and just follow the supposed leader? Or why don't you just want to be a leader within yourself? Because you just being fake and not being your authentic self can draw people away from you. And I don't want want anybody to get someone to be drawn away from them, because it's just like, at the end of the day, you shouldn't want somebody to get drawn away from you because you're in a certain form of crew crowd or a certain form of place. But I will say, hey, that's, what some people do. And I pray, that God, overcomes them from that. So, but a second thing that I realized about this too, is that there are some people who genuinely and what I've seen through the show, there are some people that genuinely really enjoy being fake. Like, do y'all get like what I'm saying? Like, comment in the comment section if you want me to elaborate more. But there's some people that enjoy that, and I'm just like, huh? Because through the show, you see in Catfish, if you looked at it, that there are some people that really like doing this with no remorse and no remorse for the person that they're putting through all this, and they could give a crap and they don't care. And with me, I'm just like, okay, so how is that straight? What are you getting out of this? What is being fake getting how is it getting you somewhere? It's not getting you anywhere within life, or you playing with someone's heart and their emotions. No one deserves to be their heart and their emotions to be played with like that. So why do you want to continuously play with somebody like that? How is that a form of that? How is that right? Because you shouldn't take somebody through a heartache, and when they have a genuine connection with the fake person that you put online, a genuine connection with somebody, and then next thing you know, they turn around and it's you, and then when they confront you, you don't care. Like, that's the one thing that irritates me about a lot of people, is that the don't care notion of you just being like, oh well. It's not a oh well. You being super fake and you being phony towards a person and you playing with somebody's heart and their emotions, bruh, where is that going to get you, like, in life? That's the question. Where is it going to get you? Like, you being fake, how is that going to help you in any way? It's not going to help you at all. Why don't you just want to be real? Why is it so hard to be real? Like, why is it so hard for you to be real about yourself? And like I said, there are some people that are struggling with self-esteem, but there are some people also that don't give a crap. And that they want to be fake. And it's on them to check themselves sometimes. Because there's sometimes when honestly, you can't, control all the time when somebody, you can't control everybody at the end of the day. You can talk to somebody till they're blue in the face, but really there's sometimes when it goes in one ear and out the other. But still, it's just like, you just thinking like, why is it so hard to be your authentic self? Why is it so hard for that? But there's some people that just want to use like, another person, and then you rope other people that don't have anything to do with it into it. Then you get other people involved. Then you try to, have a lot of sense of fake things within it. So it's just like, bruh, what? Sorry, but kind of not sorry. So it's just like, that's just the second thing that I came up with. Because it's just like, why is it so hard for you to be real, but you just don't give a crap that you're being fake and playing with someone's heart and their emotions? Why is that enjoyable for you? That's just what I took from it, and that's what I got from it. And the last thing that I thought, in my head, is that there's just some people that don't know how to be fully accountable, don't know how to be fully accountable within their fakeness, I would say. If y'all catch my drift. So I would say people that don't know how to be, fully accountable for, them being fake. So if you just want to be on this big defense mode as if, nothing happened, or you just want to play victim and you just don't know how to be accountable, that's just one thing that, irritates me. And that's another group of people that I stay away from. Fake people, or people who just don't know how to be accountable for their own actions. Lovelies, genuinely, why is it so hard for you to just be like, hey, I messed up and I screwed up? Just say it. I messed up and I screwed up. I shouldn't have done this. Why can't you just hold yourself accountable? But there are some people that want to try to justify their actions for it to be right, and try to loop around the whole thing as it being them going back to them and being so self-centered and being like, oh, hey, let me play victim when I took this person through so much. Let me play victim. And it's just like, You have no form of right to play victim. You're not the victim. The person that you took through all that is the victim. But it's just a form of like, but when people do this, and I understand, like sometimes there are people within the show that honestly get on my nerves, and just a nonchalant, oh yeah, don't care, and like honestly you pray that God touches their hearts, but also still in the same sense too, it could be insecurity. It can be back to my first topic. They don't have a sense of self-esteem within themselves, and they don't value themselves, as a person, as, growing in their confidence and showing people the real them. Because it's not hard, to show people the real you. But once you keep it real with yourself and listen to that conscience and saying, hey, this is wrong, you should be willing to just be real and not fake. It's okay to just say, hey, I'm not going to be this way anymore. But it all takes that self-accountability and that self-awareness for yourself to say, hey, let me not be this person anymore. Or, hey, let me know what I'm taking this person through. And sometimes there are people within catfish that say it's not their intention to hurt a person, but really you got to see this deeper impact. And it goes back to one of my episodes that I talked about with a group of my friends. Man, people say, oh yeah, it's not their intention, but lovely, do you see the impact that you've been making? Just asking, just for the question. Do you see the impact that you've been making within so many different people? Because it's just like, man, you just want to be, you should want to be your authentic self. You shouldn't be the person that just be like, oh, well, hey, that's that, I guess. Hey, I did this, whatever. It's not whatever. It's not a okay. It's not a hey. It's not a hey. Oh yeah, I did this, but no, it's not a but thing. It's not a but. It's genuinely not a but. Genuinely not a but thing. So, lovelies, I encourage all of you today to just be real. And know, and also don't allow yourself to be surrounded around fake people. So you're suppressing yourself. Because at the end of the day, you should always be the person that God made you to be. And honestly, I pray that each and every one of you, if you're battling any insecurity, if you're battling any low self-esteem, if you're battling any low self-confidence, I pray that God touches your heart and raises you up so you see the light that's inside of you. And don't surround yourself around people that condemn that light or that will be fake. Because there are a lot of fake and phony folks out here. Many of them. And sometimes there's some people that just can't help it. And those are the main people that you pray for. Because, like I said, it's something they got to check themselves. And all you can do is just give people wise words. And that's what honestly they're doing through this show. Give people wise words, give people answers, seeing if that person can check themselves within it. But if they don't, hey, leave them in God's hands at this point. Because at the end of the day, who's really about to continuously talk to a person till they're blue in the face, but it's all takes on the willingness of somebody to check themselves and be real with themselves. Because if you stop being fake to others and you be your real one, people will love you for exactly the way that you are. And that's what makes you being authentic. You being very authentic within yourself. But if you learn how to suppress that fake person within yourself and look yourself in the mirror and be the real you, and you can present that person to the crowd. And yes, I understand it can be a little bit hard for someone to come and break that shell. And like, it takes steps. It's growing, it's learning, it's listening. But also you got to be willing to take that step. Because it can't just be, hey, I'm going to do this, but like, I'm going to do this, but I don't know how to. It's okay. Just breathe, take your first steps, heal yourself, and just be you. And no one's going to judge you for being you. Genuinely, nobody is going to judge you for being you. Because you got to be real. Because sometimes the fakeness can have people distance themselves from you. And I believe that everyone deserves to be loved. And everyone deserves to be cared for and cared about. But there are some people that people distance themselves from. And that's just real. And if you continuously be that fake person and not taking accountability for your own actions, not being willing to have a sense of validation within yourself and check yourself on some things, yeah, that's the quickest way for people to distance themselves. So learn how to be real and not fake. All right, y'all. That is my notion for today. That is my notion. And now it's on to top 3 with your girl Nene. All right, y'all. Y'all already know within this segment of my show. Y'all already know that, hey, I'm a theater kid. I gotta tap into entertainment a little bit. I gotta tap into what's going on. Movies, TV shows, it gotta happen. It gotta happen. And hey, if y'all got some movie and TV shows that not only do y'all want me to look at, but also do y'all want me to put in top 3 with your girl Nene, let me know. Just let me know. Alright, so honestly, this top 3 with your girl Nene is not really on, it's actually not only on trending shows, but it's also, I would say, not only on trending shows, but I would say it's also shows that I would advise, people to go out and watch because it's really, really good. Okay, so one, I'm gonna say the best for last in this whole genre. But the very first one, I would say, if y'all tune in to Disney, go to Disney Plus, right? So Doctor Who, I would say, there's been a multiple, Doctor Who series, and I didn't even know that. They have multiple movies and things like that for Doctor Who. But there's a new modernized version of Doctor Who. And I think it's the special 4. But the other specials were movies, but this one is a series. So, this Doctor Who, it goes through the same thing. The Doctor, that's his name. He's a time traveler. Basically, he's a time lord, and he uses, the TARDIS to travel around different time zones, to go to different places. And also he has a partner named Ruby. So they're going on, these different, in these different places in time, periods in time where they get to help others, discover more things. Not only do they get to see the beauty in so many different time zones and so many different places where they go to and sense of freedom when they travel, but also they're there to help and also have a sneaky discovery about, themselves or other avenues that they can open within themselves. And honestly, I've already fallen in love with the show, and honestly, they have 4 episodes, but I just go back and watch certain episodes already within the 4. That is my favorite. So I recommend, hey, y'all take a look into Doctor Who. Go to Disney Plus if you got one, or if you're using a family member's. Hey, not judging here. Go to Disney Plus, open up your Disney Plus, and watch that, I would say. And number 2, my second pick. Honestly, if you guys haven't tuned into the show, Girls 5 Eva, and honestly, the show already ended out, but if y'all haven't tuned into Girls 5 Eva, I honestly suggest y'all tune the show. The show is hilarious to the T. I just finished binge watching all 3 seasons, and I highly suggest that y'all look at it. It's not only it's on Netflix, but also it's on Peacock, so I suggest y'all watch that. Girls 5 Eva is the most hilarious show. And also, me as a musical theater kid and performing arts kid, it really touches the genres of me. And also, it has many actors and actresses within this industry that I honestly drop dead and 110% love. So hey, Renee Elise Goldsberry being one of them, Sarah Bareilles being another one. So yeah, I recommend y'all watch that show because it is all around amazing. And last but certainly not least, y'all already know I'm a Bridgerton stan. I love this show since the beginning. And now the new season has come out. Well, the new the new first 4 episodes of the season, and then now I gotta wait till next month to watch it. But y'all, it's already hitting, and you may think that this season is really only about Colin and Penelope, but really you can get, I'm not trying to spoil anything for anybody, but really you think this season about Colin and Penelope, when really Francesca she's after Colin. So like all the Bridgerton siblings, they go like their names start with the first letter of the alphabet. So it's Anthony, Benedict, Colin, Daphne, Francesca. Yeah, she's next. She's after Daphne. So she made her debut, and basically like the queen basically chose her as her being the diamond of the season, like as Daphne was, and so now she's another Bridgerton sibling that's the diamond of the season. And so the queen is trying to find her perfect, match and everything like that, be a matchmaker. And Lady Danbury is also the matchmaker as well. But within the season, like as I look at the four episodes, it is about Penelope and her finally coming towards the light, and her not being in the shadows anymore, and her finally putting herself out there. Because let me tell you something, they downplay Penelope a lot as a person, and also her sister and her mom. They just get on my nerves, all the three of them, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry, Pen, that you're stuck with them. But but still, now she's coming out to the forefront, and I will say, so well, everybody don't know that she Lady Whistledown yet. Eloise, and Madame Delacroix, they're the only two that know that she's Lady Whistledown for real. So but this is her season to come out as her authentic self. And also, this is Colin. He's on the market now after he's come back from his travels. He's on the market. So they're looking at him. But I feel like this is not only about Colin and Penelope. This is not only about them. It's also about I will say, not only Francesca finding her match, but also I will say, who else am I thinking about? This is also about Benedict, and I would say this is like giving like a sneak peek into what next after this season, what next season is entailing with Francesca and Benedict, because you see Benedict dibbling dabbling a little bit too within the 4 episodes, and then y'all, we gotta wait till next month for it to come out. And bruh, I cannot when there are some shows that want to leave you in suspense like that, or there's some series or movies that want to keep you in suspense like that. But I do feel like not only this is about Colin and Penelope, and they're the main target in the series, but also in the season, but I feel like also with Francesca and the love that she's about to find, but also I feel like Benedict a little bit too, because this is giving a sneak peek into how they find their loves. So hey, you'll never know, but you already know I'm a Bridgerton stan. I can go on and on, about Bridgerton, but sorry, y'all, I gotta wrap the show up. So that is all for Top 3 with your girl Nene, and yes, that is all for my show. Thank you so much for listening. I would like to give a huge shout out to the Humanities Department, and Bobby, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts and empowerment with everyone. Make sure you guys follow me on all my social media platforms. My personal Instagram is at Nene the Leap Year Baby. My Facebook, just look up my name, NENASMITH. That's your girl. And then my podcast Instagram is at Nene's Notions Podcast. So I will see you next time for another devotion. Make sure you guys stay tuned for another Nene's Notions. Bye, my loves.
It's too much. Show my joy. Flourish and multiply forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Yeah. Hey, hey. Yeah. Kwanza, cheza kama wewe hutaki. Pili, kata kama mishkaki. Tatu, ingia hapa katikati. Toka jasho unaloa kama ni samaki.